How's she going, boys? Mike here. Welcome back to Grampie's Workshop on such a beautiful day. I'm so glad you're able to drop in today because it's Canada Day today. I'm making a special video here on a Wednesday. Isn't that something? July 1st, Canada Day. It's beautiful and Canada's pretty beautiful too. So thanks a lot for dropping in. Hope you're having a great day. Hope you're able to get out maybe and enjoy the nice weather. Maybe even have a barbecue, even though steak, and beef. I got 2 payments left. I got a nice steak picked out at the grocery store. 2 payments left. Should have it maybe next week. But anyway, enough about that. A while back, a good channel that I like to watch all the time, Noel's Garden Tractors and Firewood. I'll leave a link to Noel's channel down below. Anyway, Noel, because he's got garden tractors, he's got some Massey Ferguson garden tractors, and he said he'd like to do a Massey Ferguson Wednesday. So today's Wednesday. I have a Massey Ferguson tractor. I thought maybe I'd do a little bit of Massey Ferguson shout out and talk about them a little bit. So I got a little video here that I want to show you about my Massey Ferguson GC 2300 awesome tractor. I made this video quite a few years ago, but I just going back through old clips and picked this out. So I thought this one might be interesting. So Noel, I hope this meets your requirements for Massey Ferguson Wednesdays, and we'll put that up, and then a little little recognition of Canada in Canada Day coming up at the end of it. So have a great vacation, have a great holiday, folks. I sure hope you're enjoying your summers, and wherever you are, have a great week, and we'll talk to you. When I bought the tractor, I got it with a front end loader. So there's the front end loader. She's not a bad machine. It's about 42 inches wide, I think it is. It's a 2350, so you can check the specs, but I think it's 42 inches wide. And it lifts about 6-7 feet pretty near, straight up. And I think it'll lift 720 pounds, I think is what it's listed for. And it's not a skid steer attach, it's permanently attached on the loader mount. Now, one of the mods I made to my loader, this little gizmo on here, this little piece of angle, that was meant to be a level indicator. So this yellow strip in the face that it's mounted on is level with the bottom of the bucket. So whenever that was level, you knew your bucket was level. In the down position, of course. This is not a self-leveling bucket. So I found that hard to judge whether that was level or not. You could kind of get an idea if it was. But it really wasn't working that great. So what I come up with was, believe it or not, this little gizmo right here. I went to the dollar store and I bought a driveway marker for $1.75. So what I did was I put a little piece of plumber's strap on here, attached it to the bolt that holds the pin in for the front end loader, put a little bend in there and put a Z hook in this little rod, and then up here I just put a little piece of wire and formed a loop in it and attached it to that bolt that holds this pin in, and then I made a little kink in it so that when it's in this position right now, as you see it, when the kink is riding in that wire, then the bottom of the bucket is level with grade when the bucket's lowered. So that seems to work a lot better than that little bracket over there. And just so that I wouldn't poke my eye out, I hung a little flag on there. That's just some tuck tape with some trail tape on it. And that works good. And also, when the loader is in the fully up position and the bucket is fully curled back, this rod doesn't hit the windshield. I made sure of that too. Okay, so that was one of the mods I made. That was a homemade. Believe it or not, that's homemade. Hard to tell, even from looking at it. It looks like it came right from the factory. But anyways, another thing I did was, everybody's talking about bolt-on hooks. Well, I went on different sites looking for bolt-on hooks, and I don't want to mention any of them by name, but to me they were way, way, way overpriced. Because I think these hooks, I think they were $3.50 each. I got them at Princess Auto on special. I went to a metal fabricating shop and had some pieces of, I think that's 1/4 inch plate, 4x4. I cut 4 of them because if you look inside here, I backed them up inside the bucket just to make sure that I wouldn't bend anything. And then, I'm no welder, but I welded these hooks on. So I wouldn't say they're they lift. Like, they're not certified to lift anything, but they're good for hooking on logs and stuff like that, and that's what all I do with them. So I put one on each side, and I put them right opposite the piston because I think that's where the bucket has its most pulling power. So that was another mod I made, those two hooks. Another thing, since well, I bought my tractor to plow snow, but then since I had it, the bucket came in pretty handy. And I was moving logs around one day, and I thought, geez, it would be nice if I could hook them up with forks or something. So I got a piece of tractor grader blade, took it to a buddy at the garage with a acetylene torch, because I don't have any, and he cut these forks out for me. Just like that. And then I set them in the bucket. I had to drill a couple of holes here and here, so I just bolt those in. So now they're perfect. They'll go down, they'll dig into ground for helping me root out things. They work good that way. They slide in under logs nice, and I curl the bucket back, and the log sits right in here, and it works good. When I pick my logs up, I do worry, depending on the size of the log, that it might roll right up, and if it ever to come over there, that would be a catastrophe. And also, because my bucket is not a self-leveling bucket, when I raise it up, the angle increases the higher I raise it, so more tendency for the log to roll off the bucket. But as long as you're careful, I can hold the bucket, cradle it right here in this part, and it works good. Another machine working tool I made was this beauty right here, a carryall for the back of the tractor. And now this carryall cost me, now I'm not lying here when I tell you this, it cost me about 15 welding rods, whatever that amounts to, because 90% of what's in this carryall is the angle iron from that crate that the box blade came in, and the rest of it is old bed rails. So, like, I got the steel for nothing. Underneath it, let me see if I can show you. Oh, if I can get this off my hand, and I'm not sure if you can see that. But down under there, that's a 2" by 1" angle. That's a bed rail on that side, and they just go through and hook on with these uprights, and then that's the main. I put a cross member right here, so I could hook my top link to it, and that's the main part of the carryall. The rest is just, well, 1.5 to 1" angle to form the box. And then this is just old hemlock that I had kicking around the barn and whatnot, so I bored her in with hemlock. Now I also have a gate that I put in here, slide it in those channels, and the gate is just aspenite, and it comes up 2 feet high, so I could you know, actually put stuff in there and carry it, it wouldn't fall out.